because we all have that fear. You and I deal with, or I do, we do a radio show, but myself and Tom Wolf and the company, we work with the fear of the unknown of the stock market, of income, of taxes, of inflation, of all of these things that are unknown. And there's a human element to that I believe we can continue to serve. But these new jobs that are going to come up, maybe they are AI type of positions, or they evolve out of AI because there's a human element to it. So, I guess Kristen's really hit some with me because I have young kids, and I wonder, what are they going to be doing?
Man, I didn't even think about it that way, Mike.
Yeah, because it evolves, and so we're working with a lot of parents and grandparents that are wondering not so much how this is going to affect their jobs because they're looking to retire, probably more so how it's going to affect their retirement accounts and how should they be invested accordingly moving forward. So that's certainly something that we're looking at, but how does this affect our loved ones? And that'll be really, really interesting, but staying ahead of it, who knows?
That's why you just have to be prepared for the unknown. Were you a Boy Scout?
I was
It didn't last
I
long.
would have loved to have been a Boy Scout, but I was in a very small town, and the infrastructure wasn't there. So I was a Cub Scout. I learned Morse code and how to tie a few knots, and that was about as far as it went for me. I have huge admiration for the Boy Scouts. What a great organization.
The main thing you always were taught to remember in scouting was always be prepared, right?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And that's what we're kind of talking about here on this week's radio show, is be prepared for who knows what. But here's the thing, don't get scared about it. Just take action. Start planning for that what if, and if it overwhelms you to do it on your own, Mike and our team at Talon Wealth, we've got advisors that can sit down with you one-on-one and have that conversation, help you with the planning. If this is a concern, address that. And we get lots of folks calling in about various concerns. Taxes and retirement, like you said. How do I draw income from my account? And I want to protect and grow my money at the same time, by the way. Guess what? That's what Mike founded Talon Wealth on, was that concept. So call in, set up a time to have a one-on-one 15-minute phone conversation with a team member, or a comprehensive financial plan addressing all those issues, sending you home with a written plan that you can do whatever you would like with at no charge. 916-545-6000. 916-545-6000. Always at guardingyournetegg.com. I'm Kristen Charles. On behalf of the entire team behind the scenes at Talon Wealth, thank you so much for making guarding your nest egg a part of your week.
And I'm Mike Lester. Thanks again for listening and all the calls during the show.
American citizens to leave Haiti immediately as an American working for a mission and her daughter kidnapped by one of the gangs there amid spreading violence and chaos.
The State Department has ordered the evacuation of non-emergency staff and their families from the U.S. Embassy in Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, as the country spirals deeper into violent chaos. The efforts to establish a new multinational security force to restore order so far have been making little headway. The U.S. has not wanted to lead such a force, and so has been trying to find a country willing to do that. Secretary of State Antony Blinken overnight said he expected to be able to report some progress on that soon. But in the meantime, the suffering and chaos in Haiti just continues to grow.
ABC's Patrick Regal here at home. A small banner-pulling plane crash landing in the water off Hampton Beach in New Hampshire today. Joseph Martino at the beach with his family when he saw the whole thing.
Shock. Everybody was in shock. Everybody started running towards the plane, and the lifeguards were trying to keep everybody away from it.
Pilot seen swimming away from the crash site, helped to shore with no injuries. The FAA will investigate. Carly Russell, the 25-year-old woman who claimed that she was abducted when she stopped to help a wandering child, then admitted it was all a hoax. She's now facing charges.
Alabama prosecutors charging Carly Russell with 2 misdemeanors for the 25-year-old's role in falsely reporting to law enforcement officers and falsely reporting an incident, each punishable with up to 1 year in prison. Now, on the night of July 13th, Russell called 911 from her car, claiming she saw a child walking alone on the interstate. When police arrived, all they found was Russell's car, along with her wig, phone, and purse. But neither Russell nor the child were there.
ABC's Anka Jachi, the Mega Millions jackpot soaring past $1 billion today after nobody matched all 5 numbers plus the mega ball at last night's $940 million drawing. No winner in more than 3 months for that. You're listening to ABC News.
Capital City, KFBK News Radio. California voters will have a say in whether cities can expand rent control measures. If approved by voters in November of 2024, the Justice for Renters initiative would repeal a major restriction on rent control. Backers say the yes vote would allow cities to cap rents on more types of homes. The third time a similar initiative has appeared on the ballot. The previous 2 have been defeated. A pristine stretch of California coastline could soon become the first tribally led marine sanctuary on the U.S. mainland. The Ocean Preserve would stretch from Cape Rio in the north to just south of Santa Barbara County line to the south. If approved, it would put an end to offshore drilling in the area. That's the latest news. I'm Ryan Baker. Now, Sacramento traffic.
Taking a look at KFBK traffic starting off in Davis. This is a trouble spot right now. This is due to a 3-vehicle crash on the right shoulder of eastbound 80 at Richards Boulevard. You're going to start seeing brake lights from UC Davis and your stop and go out past the crash site. Over in Walnut Grove, a big rig reportedly went into the Sacramento River. This is near Twin Cities Road at River Road in Walnut Grove. Over in Auburn, traffic in recovery mode after an earlier crash on southbound 49 after Luther Road. Traffic heavy in both directions of 49. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Christine Samra, KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM.
Now, Sacramento weather.
Tonight, moonlit sky, rather clear with a low of 59. Quite hot tomorrow with an abundance of sunshine and a high 97. I'm AccuWeather's Gregory Patrick on KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
The following is today's program. The views and opinions expressed are solely those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the staff, management, and parent company of KFBK.
Closing in on retirement or already there? This show is all about you, from finance to family
I love my dad working with other people.
and maintaining your lifestyle.
I can't wait until my husband and I start traveling.
It's time for Guarding Your Nest Egg with Mike Lester of Callan Wealth, along with Kristen Charles. Connect at guardingyournestegg.com and turn up your radio now.
Hope your weekend is going well, and we appreciate you spending some time with us on the radio to make it all happen. We've got a lot to talk about today because the world of investing, it can seem boring and drab at times. It can seem intense and overwhelming at times, but it also can be fun. At least that's the way we approach it here on this radio show. And Mike, regarding your nest egg, the radio show, has been a thing, what, well over 10 years now?
Well over 10 years. I dabbled at radio, Kristen, prior to working with you. There actually was a Guarding Your Nest Egg radio show. Didn't have a co-host. It's more difficult doing a one-man show. So I appreciate having you here for the show. And by the way, our listeners clearly appreciate you because they ask me about you all the time.
Oh, that's so nice. I appreciate that. I have loved listeners my entire life. Radio is my craft, and I love being able to do it with you, the talent team, and everyone behind the scenes at Guarding Your Nest Egg. And don't forget, we want to remind everybody that as much as I don't like to be seen, we do have a video podcast every week on our YouTube channel. So search for Guarding Your Nest Egg on YouTube, subscribe, and you will see our video podcast every week. Of course, the audio version available on your favorite platform. Before we get into serious things concerning Wall Street, thought we'd start by sharing a cool message that Steve, who you often hear us refer to as the main person answering our calls, he received from one of our Guarding Your Nest Egg listeners. Check this out.
My wife and I have recently retired. I've listened to your radio show
infrequently over the last 10 years. And I happen to be heading to the gas station, and it's like, oh, come on, I'll listen.
Well, it must not be that terrible if you listened on and off for 10 years. I mean...
Oh, yeah, I think the radio rule is just maybe like 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
These clients are so sweet. They're like, no, we kind of live out in the country a little bit, so it's at least 30, maybe 45 minutes each way that we get.
A lot of starting your next
we
day.
get a lot of your show along the way, so that was nice.
Well, he called in about getting some questions answered, but I just like that he said he's been listening 10 years because I want to remind our listeners everybody's situation is different. And yes, we have been a duo on the radio here for 10 years, but we are now coast to coast. We've evolved and grown, and our listeners do the same thing. And so sometimes when they first hear us, they may not go, you know what? Really like that Mike guy. I'm going to call him, and I need a complete financial plan. Let's get this taken care of.
What is this complete financial plan thing? Yeah, all right.
What is active wealth management?
What is that? Yeah.
You know, sometimes that happens, and then other times people listen for a long time and eventually go, all right, well, now that we've retired, and I kind of like you and everything, and now that I'm here, let's talk. And either way, it's totally okay. Whatever makes people listening comfortable is what we're about.
Kristen, listen, I mean, we're pretty, actually very open and very forward about who we are, what we do, and how we do it. So, I mean, we work with individuals that are retired or very close to it. We believe in active management of portfolios. We don't like hanging there. So the majority of the people that reach out to us, 10 years ago, that particular listener may not have viewed himself as our ideal client, in the sense that he's like, well, geez, I like what they're saying, it makes sense, but I'm 10 years from retirement, and when I go to retire, I think I'll give them a call because they seem pretty common sense about everything, and I'm listening to it, and active management to me sounds like something I might be interested in. A lot of our clients are individuals that, maybe they've never worked with another financial advisor. I'd say probably the majority of our clients are individuals that have worked with a financial advisor. It's just that they feel like that financial advisor is more hang in there, or they feel like that financial advisor is selling products or something like that. And they want to find out what active management through a true fiduciary who's not trying to sell you products feels like. So that's why we just invite people, kick the tires, get a second opinion, compare how we've been doing to how you've been doing. And I'm not saying that we are perfect for everyone. Everybody's
it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, and it's not really how I think about things. But what I do think is that, so if you're really within 5 years of retirement or currently retired, and you're concerned about the same things that most people are concerned about in retirement, things like income, things like taxes, things like how your investments are performing, things like...
Are you going to have enough money for however long you retire?
Yeah, I see these ads. There's a marketing company that they actually have some pretty creative advertising that they'll do. Like if you're on the internet, if you've been targeted as somebody who's retired or close to it, something will pop up like, hey, is $2 million enough to retire? It's just these triggers that are meant to get people to engage and sort of click on it. And I understand all of that. It's marketing and it makes sense. The question is, if you click on that or if you go down that path, where is it going to lead you? So what's at the end of that rabbit hole, so to speak? So what we want to do on the radio is just, back to that listener, explain to people as best we can on radio, this is who we are, this is what we do. We're fiduciaries. We believe in active management. When you do well, we do well. If you're doing poorly, we're doing poorly. We have a vested interest in you doing well. But if you'd like to know more about active management, if you'd like to know more about what it's like to work with a true fiduciary that doesn't sell products, and you want to just come kick the tires or get a second opinion, that's the reason we do it all complimentary.
916-545-6000. 916-545-6000. Like Mike said, compare what we've been doing to what you've been doing, and know that a lot of the people that Talon helps have either never even had an advisor because their retirement money was taken care of at work, maybe with a 401k, a pension, or some other type of retirement account, or they have an advisor and simply want to make sure they're on track. Either way, we are here to help with a comprehensive financial plan backed by the Talon Guarantee, and that planning at CFP is a $1,500 value, no cost to you listening. And if you're not quite ready for that step, you can schedule a 15-minute discovery call. And you can also do all of this, yes, by calling, but by visiting guardingyournestegg.com.
You know what, Kristen, I always think that, the $1,500 part, I always want to explain to people why we say that. We're not trying to say, hey, listen, $1,500 is a big deal. It's just that when a lot of times if you call an advisor and they're going to put a financial plan together for you, they're going to charge you for that financial plan. I'm not saying all advisors do, but there are lots of firms that will. And so we just want to say, hey, listen, we're not going to charge you for the financial planning. We're not going to charge you for the analysis of your portfolio. We'd rather have you realize it's not going to cost you anything to sit down with us. Come kick the tires, get the second opinion, and you'll get the written financial plan. You'll get all of the analysis. I just think it's better if an advisor says, hey, listen, I'm going to take the fee to do the planning off the table, and I'm going to do this for you complimentary with the belief that, hey, listen, if you decide for yourself, if you believe we can provide value, if we can show you a higher rate of return, you might want to work with us. If we can show you a higher rate of return net of fees, but also reduce the amount of risk we're taking to get those returns, then you might want to work with us. But to say, hey, listen, I'm just going to charge you to put together financial planning, to put together analysis, whether you work with me or not, I just don't like that. And the reason we talk about it is because a lot of people, frankly, Kristen, are concerned about how much is it going to cost them.
Of course.
Right.
That's the number one question.
Yeah, all right, well, I'm curious, but how much is it going to cost me? Like, if I pick up the phone and I call you and I come sit down, I know it's your time, I know you're a big financial firm, blah, 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 what's it going to cost me? We're just going to take that off the table. A lot of firms charge for it. We don't. We'll put our best foot forward. If you like us, you might want to work with us. If not, you're going to walk away with a written financial plan.
If the phrase come in and kick the tires resonates with you, you're exactly who Talon helps, because well, you just don't hear people say those things anymore. I love it. I'm trying to bring those things back, Mike.
Trying to bring it back. I shared a text with you earlier with a picture of the back of a Jeep, and it had the stick shift on it, right? So it was like a 5-speed. And it said millennial theft deterrent.
Exactly. Because it was a stick shift.
That's right. So if you have a manual transmission, a millennial can't steal your car. So there you go. You don't even need an alarm system. We're piling up hate mail right now.
Oh, they're not listening.